Today I am going to talk about some Breathe products and also TriEase, and wanted to tell you how it really changed my life and changed my allergy situation. So first I'll start with the Breathe, and then I'll move on to the TriEase and why they really should be taken together, and how well they work. So Breathe, for those of you who don't know, is a combination of Laurel Bay, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, tea tree, lemon, cardamom, and then Ravintsara leaf and Ravinsara. And really these all help with opening the airwaves. So peppermint can work. If I said peppermint, I did say peppermint, right? That's in there too. Peppermint can work for so many things. Digestion, opening the airways, but the combination of the eucalyptus and the cardamom and the Ravinsara really help to open all those airways. I actually need some today because my son was really, really sick for a whole week, and it was funny. It was like I didn't have anything for 4 days, and then as soon as he had the coughing symptom, I started to feel a really, really sore throat. I won't go into my protocol on this video, but I basically used all the oils, and and today I just feel like, not even like a tickle, it's not here, but I feel like a tiny, tiny little bit in my chest. But the oils literally keep it at bay. It's like, I've been sick in 4 years, but I have never had, I've never been sick for more than 3 days, and it's all because, look at me, I'm like dousing myself. Okay. So the Breathe, what I love about the Breathe is that you can put it in the diffuser, okay? So last night what I did is I put the Breathe in my son's diffuser, he just turned 3, and I mixed it with On Guard, and the smell was divine. Now in On Guard, there's actually, a ton of oils too. We have clove, cinnamon, wild orange, eucalyptus, rosemary, did I say eucalyptus? Yeah, cinnamon, and orange. And so there's like 10 oils that I was diffusing in his room last night, and it was the first time he just like slept through the night. And so that combination of all that, I find to be a super power combination of oils when you're sick. Okay, it helps to breathe, helps the immune system. Now, the Breathe stick is something that you just saw me rub all over in tandem with diffusing the Breathe and whatever else you want to mix with the Breathe in the diffuser. This is diluted, it's pre-diluted, it's part of our Touch series. So when it says Touch here, that means that it's pre-diluted with coconut oil, so it's very safe for the kiddos, okay? Infants, I would probably use something like melaleuca. If they had a cough, maybe just on the chest and the back and the feet. It's a little more mild than the Breathe. I have people who do use Breathe, and that seems to be fine. When my son was really little, I just used melaleuca, just wasn't as strong, the peppermint, okay. The other product we have is the Breathe Vapor Stick. Now, this is basically diluted for everyone. It comes in something that you might think of as, the old vapor rub we used to put on our chest, and you can rub that all over. So this is a little different. It's very diluted, and it feels good. You can just rub it right on their little chest. Okay, finally, we have the Breathe Respiratory Drops. Now this has the same thing. It has the lemon oil, peppermint oil, cardamom, eucalyptus. This has thyme and melissa oil, so a few different things just to open the airwaves that are edible, of course. And they're sweet, so they added a little cane sugar, a little brown rice syrup. Okay. So these are great. You can just pop these in. We have the On Guard throat drops for really like throat soreness, but I would just use this again if you're just trying to open the airwaves, okay? Now, little piece on the emotional aspects of Breathe. When you think about the times when you can't breathe, when is it? You know how you hear some news maybe, and it's like, oh, it kind of catches your breath or catches you by surprise, or maybe you can't speak your mind, right? I think of Breathe as something that happens to you and you kind of can't let go, like you can't breathe, right? You've heard before. I mean, you guys know that if you hear bad news, it feels like you're getting punched in the gut. Sometimes it feels like you're tight here. So a lot of times our emotional experiences will go right into our physical body, okay? So you can really use the oils not only for a physical ailment like it's allergy season, I can't breathe, but really for emotional stuff too. So you can think of Breathe as, you know, helping you let go of grief and pain. You can think of it as, you know, I'm going to use Breathe when I feel suffocated in sadness. You can think of it as, you know, when I'm feeling unloved, it's actually a great oil to kind of rub all over your heart and your feet and just open up all that stuff. It's almost like, you know, when you grieve the love that you might never have received when you were a kid and you distrust people in life, stuff like that. I find that Breathe is really helps support that relationship with yourself. It helps support the relationship with the divine. It reminds us to breathe, because breathe is literally the thing, the tool that all of us have in life to really help us get through any issue, any problem. Is all we have to do is deepen our breath. This is why, you know, I've never smoked cigarettes, you know, ongoing. So I've had people say to me, you know, when I quit cigarette smoking, I realized that what I was really craving was the deep breaths that I was taking. And so imagine if you replaced cigarette addiction with just deep breathing with the Breathe stick. You can carry it around. Just carry it around. And actually, when you take Breathe and you rub it on your hands, right? And you do something like this. And you just suck it in, you can feel it, right? Totally open. So you can feel it here, you can feel it in your nose, okay? So think about that, how it imbues individuals the courage to feel fully open, okay? Finally, I want to talk to you about TriEase. Now, when I was the biggest skeptic, me, who, when I started going to classes about essential oils, particularly doTERRA essential oils, I was a big skeptic because I had known so much about essential oils before and how you weren't supposed to take them internally. So I said to the teacher, what is it that's in your oils that's so special that I could take them internally? And she said, it's what's not in our oils. And so when I went home and did my research, I realized how pure doTERRA's oils were. It blew my mind. I started doing all the research about all the gas spectrometry and all the other studies they do, how they come from the native growing region, how there's absolutely no adulteration, no contamination. And one of the teachers had told me that for allergies, now I was someone who was allergic to perfume. I was allergic to raw food. I was allergic to, you know, hay fever, all the stuff flying through the air. And they said lavender, peppermint, and lemon. I was like, bull caca. Yep. And so I went home. I was like, all right. I kind of resonated with everything else she was saying. Well, why not try it? So took my lavender, peppermint, lemon for the next, it was like in January month, 4 years ago. And I started putting it on the bottoms of my feet. Then I found out about TriEase. TriEase is lavender, peppermint, lemon. Now, lavender is an antihistamine. It's a God-given antihistamine, people. And this is the little tiny soft gels. Okay? Lavender, peppermint, lemon. They just put it in this little thing. So I switched from putting it on my feet into taking these soft gels, 1 per day, 2 per day, like if you feel more affected by it. And I took them through March. And March, like late March, April is usually when I felt it, like everyone does. And it was the first time, people, in my life that I can remember not feeling like I had bronchital-like symptoms. I couldn't believe it. First year, and every year since then, I have not had any seasonal allergies because of these. So this is a huge, huge bonus for people who have been suffering for as long as I've been suffering, aka my whole life. There's no harm in trying this. So go ahead and get with the person who introduced you to oils. If you don't have a person, I'll put my link below, and you can contact me anytime. You can get your wholesale account, so you can always get these for 25% off, and enjoy this spring without suffering, please. Okay? Hem of the deep end, which is a diving. I guess that's a wrap because I start singing again. Okay, loves, those are all the Breathe products. Have a beautiful time. Bye-bye.